What's up, Buffalo Bills fans? I know, no video. And there was a video, but it was so damn long. It was 33 minutes, 30 seconds. And I was just like, wow, it was too long. And the heart of what I wanted to talk about, I did at the end. So I was like, oh, damn. You know what? I said, I'm going to save everybody's time and trouble, redo it, talk about what I talked about at the end. Because, to be honest with you, we have to be honest with ourselves first about this team and about what's been and what is and what we want to be. The three phases, just like ourselves. There's how you see yourself, how other people see you, and how you really are. And there's how this team was, is, and but where we want them to be, where we would all love for them to be. Um, and I even alluded to it in the prior video I uploaded, but I never got to it because I was too busy rambling. What I wanted for this team and how it has to start and how I think we'd all like to start. Um, at the end of the year, which I've already said, I don't care how it goes. I mean, I don't care what they do with this year because I don't feel like they're anywhere with the coach, and to talk about him is redundant. Whether it's his yesteryear philosophies about the game management or the fourth downs or talking about percentages and taking the game away from his team or not doing that or whatever. He's in over his head. The offensive coordinator, same boat. They're tied at the hip. What I want at the end of this year is I don't want to see Russ Brandon at that podium or at that press conference table with his rhetorical garbage about disappointment and taking extensive time to evaluate this mess because it's on repeat right now. We're watching Groundhog Day with this team. Basically, we have been. We're living in Groundhog Day as Bills fans. So if you're constantly just the cycle is continuing to repeat, this is just a revolving door of nothing. And I said, this thing is like the phoenix. Like, if you want to get philosophical about it, it has to be burned down before it can rise up again. It has to be completely and utterly flatlined. The foundation is corrupt, it's rotted, eroded, and the only thing that you can do with it is tear it all down, clear it all away, start anew. Guys like Russ Brandon, guys like Russ Oberdorf, and whatever cronies they have running around are at the root of this problem. Having an absentee owner for so long was part of the problem. We are seeing results of that now. We just have been over and over again. Basically, just having a caretaker at the top of this are the results. It's just no more. There's no more fear. There's no more scare tactic of the team leaving hanging over our heads. There's no more, whoring out of the games of Toronto. There's no more, oh, the dilapidated Ralph, this and that. There's no more of that. No more absentee owner. That's gone. So what I want so very much is at the end of this is the two people who put $1.25 billion down. What I would really want is for them to be up there at the end of this year and just those two, just them alone, and say, this stops now. This, what's going on here, is over with. No more stringing you guys along. No more this or that. We are going to bring people in from the outside who have no pre-existing ties to this building or anybody in it to help rebuild this. We are going to make a lot of radical changes here that at first, or maybe even long term, might not be popular, but they have to be done. And whoever they hire as a head coach has to come in with the knowledge of, look, we plan on being bad. We plan on bottoming out for 2 years. That is our plan. If you don't want to be a part of that, we understand it. But if you do, there's a new stadium that's coming on the horizon. It is coming. And with bottoming out comes a chance at a franchise quarterback. A couple of them, a couple of chances. Not this year, obviously, because we have no first-round pick. But the following year, in 16, yes. And I know Bills fans, I'm talking about 2 years. But that's what's been missing. At that position, we've been putting Band-Aids on wounds that need surgery. Journeyman, trading first-round draft picks, bust first-round picks, giving first-round draft picks to other teams for their washed-out quarterback, you name it. Where has it gotten us? Where are the first-round picks, the last few withstanding, gotten us? Going back to 04, 03, McGahee, Lossman, Lee Evans, Whitner, McCargo, Lynch, Maben, Wood, Spiller. Where? They may as well not be on the team. A lot of them aren't. So how is just finally taking a 4-12 or a 6-2 record, 7-9, and turning it into 2-14, 1-15 any worse? To me, it's not. You know why? Because there is a huge, great, big light at the end of this tunnel. At the end of a 1-15 year, there is this big, glowing present that could be waiting for you. That if, just if, there is not the quarterback you want, there is an opportunity to say, well, there is some other nice big toy that somebody else might give you for that guy. I'll take that too. Because I'm not saying you don't have to draft a quarterback in the second round this year, or the third round, or the fourth round, fifth round, whatever. Doesn't preclude you from that, but what I'm saying is you have to bottom out. You have to flatline. You have to, like I said, burn down the house. And then you have to, everything you do till it's done is geared toward finding a franchise quarterback. Everything you do from said point on is to maturate, develop, and build around said quarterback. End of story. That's it. Whether that's with the coach, the coordinator, the position coach, the players around him. That's it. No more false prophets. No more grasping at straws with journeymen who can just right the ship. Because honestly, I don't want the ship just to be righted anymore. I'm willing to go through the hurricane. I want to sail right through it because I want to get to the other side. And what's on the other side is potentially Andrew Luck, or potentially the next, big time guy that we don't know about yet. That's what's on the other side of that ledger. And when you have the ability to have that ship in your arsenal, that's worth its weight in gold. When you're up in that area and you can say, you know what? We can get that guy. You want him? Nope, I want him. No more trading back. No more dilly-dallying around. There's the guy. Maybe a miracle happens and they find him in the 4th round next year. And if that's the case, great. But is that likely to happen? Probably not, but it could happen. I just want the proper people making that decision. I want the proper people ascertaining who that guy is. That's another fundamental part of it. Also, guys like, Eric Wood, Fred Jackson, Kyle Williams, older guys who have been around, Leotis McKelvin, Scott Chandler. I sit them all down. Thanks for your service. You guys were good guys here. A lot of losing, unfortunately, but this organization, we're taking the, we're going in another direction. And I know you guys have heard that before and you don't want to hear it again. That's why we're doing this. We're giving you another opportunity to go somewhere of your choice and hopefully latch on somewhere and win. So essentially they're doing those guys a favor. But it's guys like that have just, they've been captains, they've been championed by this prior regime of this organization, and just, no. I don't want that. I don't want there to be any captains on the Bills. I don't think anybody on the Bills deserves to be a captain. There should be nobody with a C in a Bills jersey. Nobody. Nobody's earned that. There's been no winning. There's been no leadership. There's been no culture change. There's been no guy who's taken charge. There's been a lot of guys who have given it lip service, but there's been nothing's different. It's all the same. Doesn't pass the smell test. Doesn't pass the eye test. It smells of 6 and 10, 7 and 9 again. No thank you. No thank you. Don't want it. So yeah, Bills fans, what I'm saying is they haven't bottomed out yet. During this whole thing, they've just been able to keep afloat. They've been able to keep their eyes and occasionally their noses above water. Don't want it. Never change. We'll keep swimming in the same direction we're swimming. With that said, I want them to pull a major league and tank of their own free will. I don't care about anybody on the defense. Nobody. You don't want to re-sign him? Fine. You don't want to keep this guy, that guy? Fine. I don't care. They can go find other linebackers. They can go find other defensive linemen, running backs, wide receivers, offensive linemen, whatever. I don't care. Not one person on this roster. Not one. The person I care about isn't on the roster yet. The person we all care about isn't here yet. The only time this organization ever changed in its history is when this cocky prick that said he was too good for Buffalo didn't have another opportunity, and the Bills held his draft rights, and he was like, okay, I'll come. And he came. And there was a little bit of a rocky road at first, but then, bam, here it came. And that's what needs to happen. There needs to be this slightly arrogant, very self-confident young guy who's just too dumb to know different. Doesn't care about the Bills' past failures or whatever, is ignorant to it even, doesn't even care to know about it. It's just, I'm here to play football games and win. Who wants to come along for the ride? A child will lead them because he doesn't know any better. He's not burdened like we're burdened as Bills fans. He is totally devoid of any of those mental stresses. He's just, you want to come watch me win football games? Sounds fun. That's what I want. That's what I want. And that's what you want too. And if it takes them being slightly worse than what they've been for 2 years, a year, let's go. I really hope Terry and Kim Pegula watch this and see that that's the way it is. That's what they need there in Buffalo. And any organization that's ever changed or turned around or had a true culture change had it from within, from the top, matriculated on right on down. There was an expectation level that was so high you couldn't see it. And the quarterback was the most paramount and is and will remain the most paramount of positions. Not selling jerseys of wide receivers or free agents or this or that. It's about that guy. Everybody else around them, they're there for a cup of coffee. Let's be honest. The great quarterbacks, the good ones, they've had tons of wide receivers, running backs, offensive linemen. They're there for the show. They're just there to watch. So you get what I'm saying, Bills fans. Have a good weekend, good Thanksgiving weekend coming up next weekend after the Bills play the Jets at home. However that game shakes out, like I've stated, I don't care. I do care, but I don't in a way. But I will watch. But after this year, this is what I want, and I want to know what you want. But ultimately, that's what hasn't happened, and I firmly believe that's what needs to happen. A complete and utter flatline to get this thing where we truly want it to go. Have a good one, safe one. Holidays are crazy around here in the NYC, North New Jersey area. So if you guys live around here, be safe. If not, be safe in general. Have a good one and take care.